Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with more news from the Hasbro PulseCon today. This time we're focusing on the toy stuff, and there actually was quite a bit of stuff, and a nice little handful of stuff that I didn't know about that the over-investigating detectives of the Ranger fandom didn't get to. To get it out of the way first, we did get official confirmation about Wave 7. Someone actually found them the other day somewhere, like actual pictures of the boxes. I didn't do a video for it because I already talked about Wave 7 was, and I knew this video was coming today, so it would have literally been like one day extra of news. But we got confirmation it's Dino Thunder Red, Z-Putty, regular MMPR Green, although technically Evil Green Ranger Green because they're kind of focusing on the, the Sword of Darkness and all that stuff. And then a re-release of MMPR White, and they showed those off, and those will be available soon. They say, one of the things I saw said December, but that means it's behind you right now. That's the Lightning Collection release schedule. So like when they announce it, you actually had it last week. So those will be coming out very soon. When you're seeing this, they'll probably be up for pre-order a bunch of places, which means they'll probably be in stores first. And I think they look good. I like the Z-Putty a little bit better than the regular one always, but I'm still not a fan of villain figures too much, but we'll get to that. And then green looks fine. I like the headband Tommy head. Even though it's, got the silver paint instead of the white, I still think Dino Thunder Red looks good. I'm not really too upset about the White Ranger re-release. To go along with that, they are releasing some special packaging for Target that these four are going to be in like a limited number. Kind of reminds me of the Black Series, the first edition, sometimes will come in like a white packaging or something. They just did that for last year actually, when they had like the Triple Force Friday with Mandalorian and Fallen Order and Rise of Skywalker, and they had like special packages, so it's going to kind of be like that. So, maybe if you wanted a reason to pick up a White Ranger to make it seem new, that's the reason. But other than that, that's the only thing new about the White Ranger. So Wave 7 is coming. Speaking of villains, though, they are going to be doing a new sub-line of Lightning Collection called Lightning Collection Monsters, where we are going to be getting, the monsters of the week, but they're giving special attention to them so that they're in scale, meaning not just that they're in scale with the Lightning, but they're in scale with what it was in the show, like, because the monster would often hulk above the Rangers. They would be taller or bigger, so they're putting them in scale with what it would be like in the show if the Rangers fought them, which I think is super cool. I've said before, I literally said it 5 seconds ago, I'm not really about the villain figures all that much, but I like this idea. I think it's cool that they're putting the attention into it to give it a subset to make them a little bit bigger figures, give them a little more extra attention, and also I like the idea of if it's a subset, then they didn't confirm anything whether it's going to release as separate waves or separate releases, but if it is a subset like this, that means that like mainline release spots won't be taken by Monsters of the Week. So even though I'm not that excited about villain figure stuff, I like the idea of what they're doing. And then they announced the ones which we already knew about from the leaks, which was King Sphinx and Pumpkin Rapper. I'm kind of excited about Pumpkin Rapper just because I like Pumpkin Rapper, and I think his date was like in November or December when the leaks happened, but I was kind of hoping to have it show up before Halloween, but whatever. And then we got 2 more 2-packs confirmed, one of which we knew about from a rumor, which is Andros and Astronema, which I am still excited about because that's my favorite season and 2 of my favorite characters. And for these little handful of ones I'm talking about, I'm sure you're seeing the pictures in the future, but they're just kind of like renderings. But they did say even though that these are renderings, we're going to be seeing these sooner than later. So I'm pretty confident that they'll be showing up within the year, or at the very least early next year. But right now they're just renderings. And then the other one was a surprise one I didn't know about, was SPD Blue and A Squad Blue 2-pack, which was interesting. It was kind of unexpected. I think that's pretty cool. I like that they're delving into A Squad. I feel like A Squad would be a perfect one for a 5-pack to knock them all out. But I could see why they're doing this because they're probably not as popular or recognizable as the Psycho Rangers. But it's still cool that we're diving into them. I don't know how we'll get the rest. Maybe they'll end up doing a thing like the Psychos where you buy like 2 or 3 of them and then we do a 5-pack. But regardless, I think it's cool we're doing them. And then a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, which should be going up today. Again, it'll probably be up when you see this video because this one's going out second later in the evening, is the first Metallic Armor figure, Metallic Armor Pink from MMPR Season 3 with cat sculpt, with cat head sculpt, which is exciting. I was really excited when I said, I'm like, oh good, they're doing cat, but then I remembered she's the only one that ever wore that suit. But I'm glad for us to move away from the Season 1 cast stuff. I mean, we're not going to move away from it, but it's nice to see somebody else besides the Season 1 cast. It was kind of weird, though, because when they introed it, they showed this picture of, like, the metallic armor, and then we're only doing pink right now. I thought it was going to be another 5-pack. Again, I think this would be a perfect 5-pack. I know it's, like, more MMPR stuff, and people are kind of sick of it. And it's not, like, the most exciting announcement for me, but I do like the metallic armor, and I like the idea of having a set of the 6 figures from that form, just for completion's sake, and I dig it, so I'm not too upset about it. I just do think it's weird. They're like, here's metallic armor, and then we're only doing pink. So that was just kind of a weird thing. And then in some non-Lightning Collection news, which is what they started it off with, is they're showing off this new retro figure line, which is really weird. This was sort of found a few days ago by the overly investigative detectives of these listings that just said retro, red, green, pink, whatever. And what they are is, if they took the automorphin figures and were like, let's Frankenstein this shirt up, and they're like, let's make it come to life. And literally, it's like if the automorphin figures were more articulated. Not like a modern day figure that flips. Like literally, it looks like it. I think some of the head sculpts are a little bit different, like the human ones. But yeah, it's weird. And they're even using the old Bandai packaging. You know, I'm not mad about it, but it's definitely weird. They're weird looking. I'm interested to get them because I'm curious to see what they feel like and look like in person. And it's funny because I just mentioned in my review of the giant, they did those giant red, pink, and blue flip head figures where like they had the flip heads and they come off like this. And I was talking about in that video how I really did want to see a modern day automorphin figure, like with, you know, 2020 technology, of like how could we make like a really good figure, like how would they change the engineering, because like those big ones were cool, but it was a little bit cumbersome. And then, you know, I thought they were going to do that with the Legacy line, but then they just re-released them. So it's definitely an interesting thing. I'll be interested to see if they maybe do anything else under this label that's kind of reimagining some classic releases, but I'm not mad at them. I'm more amused by them, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing what they're like in person. And then they officially revealed that Zeo Megazord figure, which we've known about for a million years, and I think it's already been in other countries, and I think it briefly went up for pre-order on accident on BBTS or something like that, but it's going to go up for official pre-order now, and it's like legit officially released now, or, you know, the information about it's released now. And that was pretty much it for all the physical reveals. There was a Q&A afterwards, which was like 90% the same, or 99% the same as all the Q&As they've done, where fans are asking the same questions and they're giving the same non-answers. But, you know, someone asked, like, are you going to do Megazords? And they said, well, probably, basically, like, no offense, that's kind of a dumb question. You know they're eventually going to do some sort of Lightning Megazord. In the history of time, there's no way they're not going to do some sort of Lightning Megazord. But basically, they strongly hinted that those are on the way, that they're working on more, you know, roleplay, legacy items and stuff like that. Basically, just stuff you should already know. And they're also said, they did say that they are going to be continuing to release non-MMPR items. They basically said what makes sense, which is that they're obviously going to have always a focus on MMPR because it's what sells to more than just the core fandom, because we forget how small we are, guys. And they're still going to be doing other seasons as well, but there's always going to be an MMPR presence. So, you know, there was good signs though. I liked this panel. I liked the people they had. They actually gave non-MMPR answers. I think there was a clear feeling that they care about this and are putting a lot of thought into what they're releasing and how they're releasing it and taking in feedback. And I think there's lots of cool stuff on the horizon, both in the regular waves and stuff like the monsters and the versus packs and, you know, future Megazords or Morphers and all that. And I think there's a clear sign that they care, and I feel like lots of people are really doom and gloom about it. But it was a solid panel. I kind of wish that there had been some more surprises, not at their fault, but I kind of wish, you know, obviously if something like Legacy of 7 shows up on your doorstep, we're going to talk about it, but I kind of wish we'd stop digging through all the stuff so that we could save the reveals, because people are like, God, there was no surprises. I'm like, well, you're the one that outed it. So, but that being said, setting aside the fact that we unfortunately knew about some of this stuff, I thought it was a solid showing that showed some good faith and exciting stuff for the coming year and beyond. But what did you guys think? What are you most excited for from these reveals? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell. It's notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.